so he found the one that he lost in that pop-off versus Null. We'll see if he loses both of them in this one. We're in game 1, Jmook versus Hbox.
Yeah. One of the things that makes this matchup tricky on the Sheik's end is just the power of Sheik's crouch. Or sorry, Jigglypuff's crouch. Obviously, everyone knows that Sheik doesn't deal with crouch cancel well. They also know that Puff can crouch under the grab, but there's just also a lot of kind of strange mix-ups, and it kind of creates like difficult angles for, say, for example, forward air. Sheik has to kind of like deal with a height that isn't easy to deal with.
Right. Yeah, and we're seeing kind of the struggles in this matchup sometimes right now. Jmook trying to meet Hbox in the air, and Hbox just able to stuff out with that enormous back air.
Yeah, a lot of the problem with this matchup as well is just that you have to play it so differently from every other matchup that Sheik has. Not gonna do it, doesn't get the kill.
Jmook looking perhaps for a grab right here, but he knows Hbox is so good on that crouch.
Yeah, I know Jmook telling me that he really wants to be deliberate with the grabs. He said like you don't want to kind of use them sparingly and use them kind of intelligently. We saw him go for it there, and kind of as long as Hbox wasn't crouching, he wouldn't get a pretty big follow-up, but we see him instead go for spaced aerials on the shield and playing really careful, which I like to see.
Yeah, I think we can see like a lot of intention and deliberation in Jmook's decision-making right now. Even on wake-ups from Hbox, he's kind of just anticipating the immediate crouch out of the Jigglypuff. So he's going for a wait, he's looking for maybe some type of check, like a forward tilt or something like that. Nothing that can just get him immediately rested if he whiffs the grab.
Yes, absolutely. Probably going to go for a nair there. Yeah, you know, there are, like, despite some of Sheik's weaknesses, she has very, very quick moves that just naturally do a lot of percent. One thing she doesn't have is the greatest rest punishes. She can still get a lot of damage, but compared to someone like a Fox or even a Marth, she just can't confirm the kills as quickly.
Top platform could be disastrous right now. Jmook fights off with the back air and gets some needle charge as well.
Yeah, there's that crouch I'm talking about. It's not just for the crouching under the grab. There's just so many different micro interactions where you need to be aware of it. And should get the stock here, though. Just barely doesn't. One more edge guard situation. All right, that'll do it.
Okay, up there. Hbox still with a full stock lead, though. Jmook's got his work cut out for him.
Always tricky when you're committing to covering that top platform as Puff. Again, we see him respecting the crouch, backing off. Most Sheiks would mistakenly go for a grab there, get a rest, but crouch is so strong, and Hbox really understanding when to go for it.
Yeah, Hbox shark in the water right now. Jmook having a hard time just getting off of that top platform position. Finally finds his way through, but just gets grabbed forward air instead. This is slowly becoming out of reach for Jmook.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than just an uphill battle. I like that option coverage as well with the roll up and then dash attack. This, I believe, will do it. Rest covers it. We're going to game 2.
Yeah, super tough position for the Sheik to be in. If they ever need to recover onto stage, it's pretty much a guaranteed rest. And then again, like we said before, the punishes aren't super duper good on the Sheik side. You get a needle charge, you get a grab forward air, you get a grab up air maybe. But if they're not at that juicy percent, you're not trading stocks off of that.
Yeah, and it's really the problem with the punish isn't even so much like the low percents. Like, let's say Hbox goes for a rest at like 0 to 15. You might get a lot of damage. Like, you're actually able to combo Puff pretty well. But it's at that like 65, 70 range where you just don't get much of anything. And it's very frustrating for Sheik, who's so good at confirming kills off grabs.
Nice wait right there. Yeah, Jmook opting for down smash again, just kind of fearing, I think, the immediate crouch off of a whiff from Hbox. Wow, really good conversion right there. Jmook with the lead early on.
Yeah. Ooh,
that was tricky.
Yeah, beautiful ledge play there. All right, gets grabbed.
And that I really love from the side of the Sheik, right? We see Hbox go for these up smash out of shields a lot as kind of a get off me option now, so he knows he can find immediate punish off that. A lot of times you can get grab, which is an even better punish.
I like what we're seeing in terms of down smash from Jmook. There's been a lot of opportunities where, oh, that's a rest though. Oh, doesn't go for it. A little uncertain about whether he had the time for it.
Ooh, timing was just a little bit off. Hbox was the one that answered the question about Randall timings yesterday.
Yes, very true. All right, but you know, this is good percent for Jmook. Just as I say that, like, you know, there's lots of kill setups at that kind of mid 70%. If you can get an F tilt or a down tilt,
Oh, big, not even big punish, right? Needle charge, you get grab, pushing towards center to make sure he guarantees the follow-up hit.
Yeah, he really is respecting the counter hit option. Sometimes you'll see Sheik get more aggressive off of that rest punish, but Jmook kind of respecting Hbox maybe even too much. Wow, Randall.
Still kind of scary, needs to find his way to ledge, and Jmook gets it.
One of the things I always like bringing up whenever you watch Hbox is just how much of an information-based player he is. The longer the sets goes on, the more he tends to do, like, the better he tends to do.
Yep.
Not gonna do it.
Next one will kill for sure, but how does he find the grab?
He didn't need one, Walt. The jab, like, all the way from the edge into center stage. This is a complete reversal from what we saw in game one. Obviously, Yoshi's helping quite a bit, but there's the jaywalk, just as we said it before. Randall just in the situation every single time.
He's so good. Wall jump, yep.
Wall jump.
Yeah, no way to really find that edge guard right there. Hbox finds the reversal hit, traded. Back air with the forward air is going to kill Jmook, but he gets 11% on the way out.
Yeah, and there we see one of the bread and butter setups from the higher percents on Puff's end, which is that drill into either grab or up smash. That is something that if Puff didn't really have it, she'd really have to rely only on the kind of clean hits from back air. All of this damage matters so much.
Next grab into up air might actually kill here as well. Certainly will at this point.
One of the things you'll notice is we saw a dash attack there, probably for the first time this entire set. Dash attack, a move that we see so often in other matchups, but not in this one. And it takes a lot of control to not just whip it out every time.
It is
Great
scary,
stuff,
yeah. You just see that CC rest so many times.
Oh, yeah.
You get punished real hard for it. It does feel like in this matchup, Radar, it's attrition-based. When Jmook can get that lead, and again, it kind of plays into his slow, deliberate play style. He needs to just hang on to it for as long as he can. But the question is, how can Jmook find a comeback if Hbox is the one to take first blood?
Yeah, and you know, it speaks to also just an element of Jigglypuff herself, right? When you have a lead against Jigglypuff, it is a very different dynamic versus when she has the lead. She is sort of, by nature, a very defensive character, which actually works out quite well for Hbox. It's kind of how he's made his name. But this is kind of, I think, a big game because it's definitely or Puff's best stage in the matchup.
Yeah, kills are going to be hard to come by for the Sheik, so you got to make sure you hang on for even longer. That's a stage spike, but plenty of jumps left to go around.
Yeah, opting for the neutral air just to get the most percent. I love the usage of down smash from Jmook. Just a hard move to cover if you are on the ground, and that's going to do it.
Now Jmook with the lead. We talk about this right now. Lead in this matchup. How do you hang on to it? More importantly, how do you extend it?
Oh, I love the platform movement. Shades of Plup from Jmook. But again, look at how he's respecting shield. Oh, the double poof.
Every hit has so much importance here, Radar, because it gets closer and closer to finding a kill confirm for the Sheik and extending that lead just that much further.
Yeah, you're really looking for around 90% on this stage, I would say. Something like an F tilt into an up air would do it. Doesn't get the rest there. That's the platform height kind of playing a role. One of the few advantages you have as Sheik.
Yeah, Hbox with the crouch to dodge that grab out of Jmook. That's kind of playing the 50-50, which Jmook surprisingly has been right a lot of the time on that, and just going for down smash, take the damage, and then move on.
Yeah, I like Hbox. You know, one of the things he really loves to do as a player is take some time to kind of like calm down, collect himself. Really, really powerful thing for Puff. Just sort of like space back airs, slow things down, think about what his opponent's doing, and kind of download any information he can.
To hit fares pretty well for the Sheik here, but again, this stage is going to allow Hbox to live for quite some time unless Jmook finds a grab up air.
Right. This is quite close. Like, you know, I feel like the first game made it look a little uphill for Jmook, but it has quickly turned into one of the closest sets we've seen at this event.
Absolutely. Patience from both players right now. Hbox overextending a bit with the dash attack, doesn't get punished, but now it's potential edge guard situation. Jmook gets out with the needles.
Yeah, and those needles are one of the only tools that Sheik has to come down against Puff. Up air is such a threatening tool, and back air as well.
Not enough.
There it is. How much percent can Jmook get here? This is, again, that war of attrition, getting any damage he can. Already 22, 35.
So good right there. You take that trade all day. Let's see if Hbox can close this one out.
Kind of an interesting choice on the down throw. Probably not what he meant. Forward throw, much better at setting up an edge guard, and I think this should do it. Yeah. Oh.
Nice Omsa tech, but not going to be enough. 2 stocks to 2. Jmook gets 38% on the way out.
This is so close. Really crazy, again, just to see how evenly matched they actually are. You know, there was a time, I feel like every event we see Jmook, we get more and more confident of just how good he is. There was a time where it was like, is he top 25? I don't know. Now it's like, is he top 3?
Smart.
Air dodge. Oh, what a recovery! Knowing that he had to do the quicker roll.
And he finds the stock as well. This is almost a full stock lead now for Jmook Radar on Hbox's counter pick.
I mean, like Jmook said, if Puff doesn't get the rests, it's even. Good back air spacing. Again, he's just respecting Hbox's out of shields option so well.
Hbox just kind of getting a little bit antsy, looking for just a strong hit opener, and Jmook is nickel and diming him across the stage.
Oh my God.
He just DI's that one out. Jmook with the set lead right now.
I just want to shout out, I don't have Twitch chat open right now, but I know there's some Jmook memes in there. There are some juicy copy
Jmook has 1 million fans, I am one of them. I'll tell you what.
If Jmook was a chess piece, he'd be J-Rook. All right. Going back to Dreamland, not a surprise. Obviously, such a strong counter pick, but looked like it could have been a rest. We have seen Hbox miss jump cancel grab 3 times in a row this set. A little strange to see, but that is kind of something he is a bit known for, unfortunately. That's a rest.
Very nice. Not
a
at
kill
low enough
either.
percent. Yeah, that grab isn't going to be enough, so gets needle charge and then maybe just forward air. Yep. Big back air again, not going to do it on Dreamland.
Needs basically like another 15-20% to have a chance of a strong back air killing, but doing it. Oh my God, that's another one.
This one's a stock trade at least.
Yeah, I mean, still. An uphill battle. Jmook taking a deep breath, calming himself, you know, going back to his meditation earlier.
Yeah, just so much respect for Hbox. Even being a stock down right now, Jmook is just finding these small openings, and the big thing in this matchup is he's pulling back when he realizes he can't extend it further.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's just, honestly, someone who's clearly understanding the matchup quite well. Again, not a matchup that we saw people play that often. One of the things I didn't mention is that Jmook used to have quite a bit of practice against Toussaint in his region.
Yep.
Toussaint, one of the best puffs in the world, clearly the second best, also at this event. So that really helps.
Nice recovery from
Gonna be
Jmook,
another
but
rest?
Hbox probably
No.
takes this with, okay, back air edge guard position. Let's see. I love that, yeah, just kind of knowing he doesn't have time to find the rest, so he goes for drill instead, getting that multi-hit, making sure that he can actually connect.
Yeah, and the multi-hit allowing him to cover the spot dodge there just because of how long it was out. This is looking so rough for Jmook, but he has a game to spare, very likely going to a counter pick soon.
Top platform is real scary. Get up attack, gets hit with the back air.
You know, I said this before, and it is just it's worth repeating. Hbox, an information-based player, when he gets to game 5, he tends to take it all the way. Like, he is so good at picking up his opponent's habits and kind of breaking them apart.
Okay, we're going to game 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Hbox with a solid lead on that one. And it just goes to show, like we said in this matchup, it's so different when you have the lead, right? Hbox looked dominant in that last game, but he kind of got trounced the game before.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, one thing that I think we could really contrast someone like Jmook from a Plup is Jmook, like you said, plays a lot slower even in this matchup. You know, Plup loves to like abuse needles, loves to kind of go aggressive on the edge guard side of things. Jmook more playing his spots, and really good CC there to not get picked off, and he doesn't go for the rest. That would have been so huge, Walt. Crouch once again.
Nice coverage. And Jmook has been using that down tilt quite a bit, but it is tough when Hbox is still in the CC % range. So yeah, we're seeing it kind of hurt real bad. Big edge guard position, just back rows to reset. Let's see if Hbox takes this first one. Rolls up a little bit early, though.
Oh, that's the third tilt in a row that Hbox has CC'd. Jmook looking for an opening that just isn't happening, and Hbox so good at predicting what his opponent is going to do and counter, like doing the defensive option that beats it.
Platform patience from Jmook, but he gets thrown off the left side. Recovery, how does he get back towards center? It's just waveland up into the forward tilt.
And there is the lead that Hungrybox wants. How long will he be able to hang on to it? Doesn't get the counter grab.
I presented this question earlier, Radar. Does this mean Hbox can just win because he's running away with it?
That should be a kill, I think, actually, if you charge
this
it.
Position's really kind of weird. He can get forward air, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, Jmook more aware than me, and I know he couldn't do the tipper up smash from below the platform, so clearly a rough position for Jmook.
Down tilt kind of anti-airing Hbox on his way in, but again, it's all about just finding this stock, and how does Jmook claw his way back to this deficit that he has?
You know, Walt, I gotta talk about just how smart Hbox has been with crouching in the right moments. You know, right there we saw him go for a crouch against the jab. Jab, one of the ways that Jmook can confirm the kill here, and Hbox is not giving it to him. He knows what he wants, and he's just defending brilliantly.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit out of hand, Radar. 2-stock lead for Hbox. Now Jmook needs a stock right now. No shield drop forward air coming through, but he gets it that time. Full stock lead to Hbox, though. How does he bring it back?
Well, it starts with adapting around the crouch. Usually one of the ways to do that, spacing aerials, back air in particular, it does become a bit of a back air versus back air race, and Hbox gonna take another one, I believe. Oh, not even opting to rest. The discipline there to just continue to build percent.
Super, super patient. Jmook kind of needs to push the envelope soon, or else he's just gonna keep falling further and further behind.
Yeah, this is... I mean, if you're a Jmook fan, you need him to find the answer soon. But this will... No, I'm looking at the percents wrong. I thought that they were reversed. Jeez.
Miss tech, get up attack saves Jmook right there. How does Hbox come down? Traded hit.
What a grab.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit out of hand now for Jmook. Needs to find grab up air, needs to find some type of kill pretty soon. But again, like we said before, when Jmook has the lead, every single hit matters now.
Yeah, and really even things like needle damage not playing too much of a role. One of the things that Sheik kind of lacks that, say, the Spaceys have is, like, Falco can just up tilt to kill at a certain percent. Sheik's tilts, like, don't really set up that type of thing. So you have to go for the aerials. Just heard someone in the audience go, please!
Okay, getting kind of punished on these platforms right now. Jmook's falling down towards center stage. What's it gonna be? Missed on the tech roll out.
It's actually the first time we've seen the ledge dash forward tilt actually work out for Jmook. Been an option he's really committed to.
Yeah, just playing so careful right now. We are approaching percent where, oh no, you hate to see it.